Good morning and Assalamu alaikum. My name is Muhammad Ibrahim. I am going to teach you something about chemistry as much I am myself aware about, and I will try my best to solve the chemistry problems of the limit I am capable. But before discussing the chemistry, we should be aware about, first of all, what's the meaning of science, or how we should define science, what's the meaning of the science. And generally, we should say science is the systematic study of structure and behavior of physical and natural world in terms of experimentations and observations. Collected evidences from these experimentations and observations constitutes what's called as science. Furthermore, we should be aware about what's the classification of science. Or we also call them as the branches of science. Branches of sciences are called also as sciences or scientific disciplines. Or scientific fields. Collectively, these three constitute as the branches of science and these three branches of sciences actually are, we should say, classified into, that is, formal sciences, formal science, or we should say another one is natural science. Natural science is furthermore subdivided into physical science, that's physical factors, or biological science. Then after the third branch is what's called as social science. Social science means human society in relation to social relationships. Furthermore, I will reach up the point before there is no space actually on the board. My board is actually of good size, but still all the concepts cannot be clear on the single board. Therefore, I have to rub and to proceed further. What's the first branch? That's formal science. Formal science is furthermore study about formal systems. That is the branch of science that comes in terms of logical concepts and mathematical concepts. This constitutes what's called as formal science. Then is another one, what's called as a natural science. The main of our branch we have to discuss. If we will take it as a first, this we should take it as second, and this we should take as third. That is natural science is the second our main branch. This first, this is second, what's called as natural science. Natural science is further described in terms of physical science, that is physical factors, physical science, that is in terms of physical factors. Physical factors are described in terms of types, subtypes, that's physics, geology, or also called as earth science. Then after it comes what's called as chemistry or astronomy, we should take first, and then after comes what's called as chemistry, our main branch. The another branch constitutes what's called as biological science, the sub part of the natural science. That's biological science. This constitutes about biology. It's actually called as study of living systems, that's living organisms. Study about living organisms. Living organisms means plants as well as animals. Their morphology, anatomy, physiology, origin, and also their distribution. This whole constitutes what's called as biological science, that's biology. And mainly we have to describe what's called as the chemistry we have to reach. But before discussing the chemistry, we have to discuss these all what's called as sub-branches of the natural science, that is physical science, that is physical in terms of physical factors, that's physics, geology, astronomy, and then after we have to reach up to chemistry. I have already discussed the third sub-branch of the main branch of science, that's social science, which is about human society and their social relationships. But further I have to mainly discuss about these subtopics step by step in small proportions as I have to reach to my main topic, what's chemistry. But before discussing that chemistry, I should discuss the subtopic of the natural science, and subtopic of the natural science of physical science in terms of physical factors, that is physics. Physics is that branch of science or study of the science about matter, their properties, matter in terms of their properties, their energy, energy in terms of mechanics, that's mechanical energy, heat, light, study of science in terms of matter, their properties in terms of their energy, that's in terms of different types of waves, especially mechanics, that's mechanical waves, heat energy, light energy, and some other types of radiations, that is other different radiations or other radiations. Other radiations means sound radiations, electrical radiations, that's electricity, and then after what's called as magnetic radiations, that's magnetism. As I don't have to discuss too much about all this, I have to literally classify these and discuss these in short terms. Then after comes what's called as geological science, that's geology or geological or earth science also called as. And about earth science we should discuss about physical constitution of earth and its atmosphere, that is physical constitution of earth and its atmosphere. Then after it's here astronomy. This is the branch of science that deals with about celestial objects. That's branch of science deals about celestial objects. Space and about physical universe as a whole. And finally, I reach it and I have to finally discuss about what do we mean by chemistry and what's the further discussion in chemistry we have to study about, so that we can furthermore describe the different concepts in chemistry, and inshallah that is possible in my next lecture. And until and up to, assalamu alaikum, khuda hafiz.